Let's go to the channel, see if it's on. All right, it's on. All right, we are live. Let me get. Can you get your video on there?
I can. I'm in the studio right now. I'm changing the settings.
All right. Well, if anyone's in the chat yet, welcome, and welcome for everyone who's watching this later on. So we just got off of a 1-1 draw. Hey, Elliot Bevan. We just got off a nice, tasty 1-1 draw. That I'm happy with. I think everyone should be happy with. Granted, it could have easily been 3 points for us. Could have also been 3 points for them. So that's why I'm happy with the 1-1 draw. We'll be getting like 3 or so people in here to talk about the game tonight. If anyone in the chat wants to join in, maybe we might be able to set it up for tonight, but probably next time. So feel free to join our Discord and let us know that you guys are interested in something like that. More the merrier.
Indeed.
This is Atlanta United Fan TV after all. We're here for you guys.
Absolutely. But yes, welcome to the live post-match fan reactions. We're doing this after every match that we can this season. So remember to smash that like button so you can put that algorithm up so more people can see it. Share that as well. We love you for doing it. But yeah, I mean, I concur. It's a good point at the end of the day when we go down to 10 men. It's something that's when we go up, it's a really short-lived lead, but you had the kind of thoughts maybe of like, okay, all right, like we can do this. We can maybe do this with 10 men. Yep, not so much. So I mean, it's a game where we had to show that seal. We had to pretty much make sure that at least a point we could take home. But I mean, that first half, like we had some chances, and those chances were not put away, and it's probably why we only walk away with the point, because some of those final balls just not good enough. But that happens, but it is like we are ruining those chances, that's for sure, because we could have gotten more. Like, it's at the end of the day, we'll take this on the road, but it's not I think if you look at XG and everything else, like we had our chances. We had our moments, and Sosa saves our ass at the end. Like, that was a crucial intervention. And then, the big talking point we will go into, but we'll probably ask every single person if it's a red or not. But let's bring on our first fan.
All right, let me just give him the okay. I do also have one thing I wanted to say.
Sure.
Before we get going, because I know I had something to do for this episode.
Oh, yes.
And, yeah. So we're waiting on Gavin to hop in, and once he does, he can get started. But in the meantime, I'm going to put something from a Halloween competition a while ago on. So here goes.
I'll have to go into the stream to be able to see it. I can't see it currently, but
okay. So this is some kind of wig that my wife had. So that's what I was able to grab for this.
All right. What do you call yourself?
What do I call myself? I don't know what this is called. I have no idea. Let me just get these videos back on the center real quick. And then I think Gavin is in, so hello, Gavin.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. That was a pretty rough match.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Worse. Could have been worse.
Right.
Yeah, I found
that second half. Give us your thoughts. Yeah.
It was. I mean, I'll take the point. It was a pretty heartbreaking, but like relieving at the same time. It's like full of mixed emotions. But I feel like that red card really changed the game, and it would have been different if it wasn't for that. But I don't get why we had to give up that goal right after they scored. I just hate when that happens, but I'm also happy at the end that we didn't give up that goal because, man, I don't even know how to apologize to my heart about that. Like, I was going through it.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like you did. Yeah, definitely the goal. I mean, I think we got to get credit for him. Like that was a hit. You know, we did shut off a little bit, but.
Yeah, I think Peralta didn't step to his guy. I think also the ball went like clear across Brad. I feel like he was on that side of the goal. And I think like right when he saw it shot, he leaped instead of taking like a step or two to get the full extension to get to it. But we know that's what he does. He just kind of leaps right from it like a dead spot to try and get it, and then he gets beat a lot at distance. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yep, it did. But yeah, Gavin, what are your other thoughts? Is it a deserved point?
Yeah, it's a deserved point, especially when you're going to Yankee Stadium, a baseball stadium. It's always a deserved point if you're gonna get a point out of there, or at least 3 points. But I feel like we had a really good shot to get the 3 points tonight. But, like, the red card changed the whole game. But we did get our goal. It was a good cross from Almada, another assist for him, and a good goal from Yakimakis. But it's in the end, it's a point. It's good, but it still hurts because you know you had the chance to win it. But even at the end, Sosa was a hero for saving us.
It did. So we got to talk about that red card that changed the game for sure. Mm-hmm. Because yeah, it looked like we definitely had more of the lion's share of chances, maybe not the best chances. There was that one that Guzan saved that kind of just trickled across the 6-yard box, and it was like heart and mouth. But Ibarra, yeah, you know, Sands gets the first card there, and then it's probably embarrassing by the center ref at that point that VAR calls it. For him to come look at it. And then Ibarra sent off. Yeah, what do you think? Deserved red?
I think it was hard to tell at first, but I think it could have been a yellow. The referee, in my opinion, was awful tonight. I mean, he could have done better, in my opinion. The referees make right calls, they make bad calls. It happens time to time. It's part of the game. People are going to get mad. People are going to agree a lot, especially if the home team because, home teams always boo. And the away teams it's just part of the game. But, I think probably a yellow. I'd say it'd probably be a yellow.
Yeah.
Because, to dissect it a little bit, it's not like it studs up. Yes, he does, go in, with his instep, and it's... he gets no. Sorry. He gets no ball, all human, and basically, I need to watch my 6 around here. That woman just stuck up on me. Anyway, but Sands. He goes in a little bit more recklessly than Ibarra.
Yeah.
Although he gets the ball. And so
just barely a tiny poke that he could have not had too, and it would have just been as reckless as Ibarra's. Mm-hmm. So it's
right.
He won on the technicality, so I get that there's a foul and you will call it on Ibarra. So obviously the yellow to Sands was the wrong call, I believe, unless you're going to go for like simulation, which is not the case. But I don't think the red was the right call because, like you said, I mean, you said studs were up, but I mean they weren't out, or you said they were out, but I don't know what you said anyway. But anyway,
so studs were down.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I thought. Yeah, they're down. They weren't like going into his leg. And
it's
like
an instep.
An instep, exactly. Yeah, like he was just kicking them like a normal foul is. It was very blatant and obvious, so maybe it looked worse than it was. And yeah, the guy sold it, but like, I don't know. That's just like a regular foul to me. I don't think there was any malice in it.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was a challenge that was hard fought by both players. And the other guy was faster. Sainz was faster. So I don't know why exactly you're going to change the complexion of a game entirely and probably loses 3 points because of that. So that's why I was thinking the ref was being a little too harsh. And, I mean, it isn't even the ref. I mean, yeah, he got the call wrong in the beginning with the yellow on Sainz, and it needed to be overturned by VAR. But VAR stepped in and just was like, we're just going to completely flip this game on its head.
Right, and it's once VAR intervenes, we all have the dreaded feeling, of course. It's like, it's got to be at that point because most center refs are not going to overturn. You pretty much the writing's on the wall when that happens. But it's also the mistaken identity at first. Rossetto gets the card.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. It's like it's just a calamity of errors from the center ref that, I mean, like he's got to be walking with his tail between his legs.
Pineda gave him a whole earful at the end. I would love to be a fly on the wall of that conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Pineda, definitely he has rightfully some questions that need answers because, I mean, like how can he like screw up that many times in a game?
So Gavin, who are your biggest performers in the game for us?
Probably Etienne impressed me because like last week I feel like he could have done better. I get it was his first start, and I know y'all were impressed with him. I was too, but I just think this was a really good game for him. I just wish that goal stood for him. That's the only thing I'm bummed out about. If that stood, I mean, that got me hyped for a bit, but then when I saw the flag was up, I was sad about that. But I still think Etienne impressed me this game, and Sosa saved our butt, and Almada too. Always Almada. He's always a good player. He's the one with that assist. Yakimakis wouldn't have the goal without him.
Yeah, his vision. I mean, like there were some passes today, like we always point out, that are just incredible. Like he just threads the ball.
Like in the back, I remember that. I was with you in the Discord channel. He was in the back and he like somehow found this one guy at like the very back corner of the field, and it was sick.
It's like he's doing like blind no look passes all over the place, and it just completely screws with the defenders because they don't see it coming.
Right. With that, it's like he knows, that, and it's trust probably as well that that runner is going to make that run, and he's going to find him, and it's like it was Etienne, I think. And Etienne, it was, I think, living up to, the what we heard about him was a player that's willing to make the runs in behind and, willing to just continue to make runs throughout a game. And, when he was on the pitch, he was impressive. Unlucky to not have his goal stand. Those were tight margins. Oh,
yeah.
It's like you can barely tell if it's onside or not, and I think it's offside, but it's like you have to count blades of grass probably.
Yeah, I mean, it was something I noticed from the beginning of the game. New York City was really, I feel like I didn't see it every time because the camera wasn't always on them, but I feel like they were playing a high back line. They were trying to do offside traps a lot, and I think it was working. I think they were catching us a little bit because like I just didn't expect a lot of these offsides. They didn't even look offside sometimes, so it's like that was some narrow margins from those defenders, and they were playing. I guess you could say it's smart. It's a good on them. Well done. You caught some of our guys offside.
It presses the field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we're already in a compressed field. Compress it some more. Why not?
Yep.
So, all right, Gavin, is there anything else you want to let us know about? Let the good people know.
Yeah. Did y'all see that kit swap at the half?
I did. Yeah. What was that about?
Yeah, it was pretty strange to me. I would say like just wait until the end of the match, but it's strange. I mean, it happens. I think Almada knew him. I don't know who he swapped it with, but it's just strange.
I think
You never see something like that.
Yeah. No, well, it's. I think it's a little bit more common, maybe, in the sense that they always switch their shirt at halftime, in terms of in the locker room, because they're not going to come back out with a damp or sweaty kit. So if there was a time, pretty much you get that, and you get two, I believe. You get two kits, but you have to pay for any of the kits that you give away. So there is that.
Yeah, it's just weird. I've never seen someone do that before at the half.
Yeah. But he's an Argentine teammate, I believe. So
I mean, it makes sense if you're giving it away at the end, and also it's like, was he planning on did so many people ask him for jerseys that he's like, oh, I need two jerseys, I'm giving them away to someone else.
Could be that.
I'm so popular.
It could be that. Yeah, I mean, they don't usually show the players after the match nowadays, so it's I mean, I think they were more focused on Pineda. I think at that point.
Oh yeah.
I think it's also that you probably see them in the tunnel switching versus on the pitch, but it kind of makes a little bit of sense too. Maybe if you don't know the complexion of the match at the end. If you switch at halftime, it's a little less contentious. So could be that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gavin, thanks a lot for stopping by. We will hopefully see you next time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I hope to be here as well. Also,
great to have you.
I like your wig, by the way. I don't see your face cam on Discord, but when I look at the stream, I do see it. It's very cool.
Yes, it's very cool, and I'm super psyched to be wearing it.
Gavin, you should screenshot it and put it in the Discord for everybody. That way I can take a look at it, because I'm also in the dark too. As much as you can't see it in the Discord, I can't see it either.
Yeah, I can see it on the stream. I just don't see it in the channel. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Exactly.
All right, Gavin. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you. Have a great night.
Thanks. Y'all too. Hope to see y'all next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Indeed. Take care.
So when it comes to one of the questions in the chat, we got a question about do you think Etienne's offsides? For me personally, I think that he was, but like AJ said, it was like maybe a blade of grass and difference, and also I think that like that just that amount of defensive pressure, the high line that New York was using, just kept catching our guys. They caught him a couple times, so I think fair play to them. It is what it is.
Yeah, and they played it well. That offside, and it's the offside trap, but it is something, man. Like the complexion of the game could have been completely different. It is a shame, because if they're down 1-0 early, and then the Ibarra red still happens, and then it's still maybe it's 2-1. Yeah, so they would be throwing even more men on and into the box. I'm sure it would have been even more. What's it called? Fergie time. What's the squeaky bum time? There we go.
Squeaky bum time. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. Way to hop in at the exact right time.
Exactly. With gape legs, hopefully not.
Yes, that was something, that game.
Yeah. So how you doing, buddy?
It was.
Ibarra's going to need to slow his roll just a little bit. I'm not sure it was a red card, but it was dumb, and it's kind of his style from a challenge perspective. He goes in hard with not a lot of thought.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. I mean, it's do you think it's a red?
No, but he's not going to win, and it's not going to get overturned on appeal either. It's definitely a yellow. It's a bad challenge. I don't think it's a red. He's high on the ankle, but studs are down. So yellow, maybe even orange, but nah, I wouldn't have red carded him.
Yeah.
Imagine if there actually was an orange card that you could.
That would be interesting.
5-minute timeout.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hockey timeout. Yeah. But in terms of the game itself, what did you think? Was it a share of the points that you thought was rightfully so?
I mean, I thought we were the better team for large stretches, but didn't do our job finishing. And yeah, I mean, probably fair result, 1-1, given the challenge from Ibarra and the red card. But I thought we were better for 60 minutes until the red card. Need to finish though. Can't let that many chances go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, even with the red card, I thought we were pretty good. I think we parked the bus pretty well. At least we held out for the most part. But like AJ says, it was squeaky bum time at the end.
Yeah. And it's also interesting shape, right? I mean, what did you think of the
1-4-4?
Yeah, 1-4-4. But then also at the end, it's like 3-4-1 ish. Yeah, 3-4-2, I guess. Yeah, quick maths. There we go. But because Machop, Chol, and Almato were pretty much the two in the middle. But did you think Pineda got all the moves right?
Yeah, I thought he was smart with his moves, and after the red card, I thought we consolidated well. I thought Sosa saves the day, but I thought he looked okay. I think Rosie was needed. Sadek had some moments but was struggling. Yeah, I mean, I think the substitutions were great. I thought Caleb had a great game. He's probably one of my 3 stars, but he was very good. Leaving him as the only guy on the left, working. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I thought, I don't think you did anything tactically wrong there. A lot smarter than the Columbus game plan.
Do you? What was the impetus for Yorgos coming out?
I mean, I think that's probably legs.
You think he just couldn't do it?
Yeah, I think legs, and then just consolidate. No reason to chase it. Just bring on a defender and sit back. Let Chol run with fresh legs, and maybe Almada can beat him. But I think you were just resigned to the draw at that point.
Yeah. How about do we know if Aruju took a knock and that's why he was replaced, or?
I mean, I think it was. He took several knocks and had several, little acting performances, but I don't think that was knock related. I think just trying to change the legs, make sure you have fresh legs so you can chase, especially from the players up top. If you've got, Almada tired, Gigi tired, and then him, that's not a lot of fresh legs. That's not a lot of pressure you're going to generate when you're already down a man. So bring on someone to just chase.
So, Bill, do you think we're a team that's dangerous on set pieces now?
Yeah, I think you've got 2 really good services of the ball. I really think Brooks serves the ball well and Almada, and now you've got a big body up front adding to it. So if the center backs get a little bit more clinical, that's a good group, and that's before you think about we can also shoot because of Almada. But yeah, I mean we were fairly dangerous last year, and I think no reason to think we're not more dangerous this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah, because you not only Yakumakis, but of course, Purata had 5 goals last year from center back. It's none so far this year, but obviously maybe defenses are earmarking him a little bit more, where they're a little bit more aware of his movement. But how big of a miss was that early 90-second or 80-second miss by Miles Robinson, you think?
It's big, but I mean, I would tell you, Lennon hitting the ball behind Gigi on the
the
counter
cutback
on the wing
on the
was was bad.
That
we
killed
had
me.
several. It'd be nice to get on front, get in front, and then you can really open them up. But
Yeah, and we've been doing that.
Yeah, and Miles has shown he's only good at scoring for the national team, so I'm not going to fault him. He's been pretty much flawless defensively.
What was with Miles's kick
Yeah.
just towards the end when we were trying to waste time from like outside the box? What was that about?
Oh, he was trying to line it up like the Philly center back.
I don't know what was going on through his head. I think someone said he saw Brooks Lennon just like going like, "What are you doing?"
He's been watching too much of the Philly center back who just absolutely murders the ball. Yeah, that was dumb.
Oh wait, Jacob Glesnes?
Yeah,
Miles
is not a 30-yard shooter. Sorry.
Yeah, he needs to be from Norway or some shit like that.
Yeah, or just I mean, at least he hit it 15 rows deep, so maybe it wasted a little bit of time.
I hope everything's alright with Guzan too, because he looked like he took a bit of a little bit of a hit there.
Okay.
Right, and then no card there. Right.
I heard someone, I think it was a commentator, said like Guzan like requested there not to be any penalty, like any penalizing of anyone, because he's like, oh, I don't think there's anything malicious in it. But I'm like, if the guy's going to give you the call, why not take the call? I don't even know why the commentator said that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's bizarre to even like hear that. I don't know. It's like how did he hear that?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense.
I mean, they were like down on the ground for like 6 minutes, but still.
Right.
Only 3 minutes.
I mean,
I know, only 3 minutes of extra time.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah, you got that. But then, we got 10 minutes on this one, and then apparently there was 21 minutes in another match.
Yeah, the Red Bull one, I heard.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, I mean, okay, like that's levels of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's almost another half.
Yeah.
They tied it up 17 minutes into stoppage.
That's unbelievable. And that was Barlow too, right? That crazy guy.
Right,
oh, jeez.
Right. Their enforcer, essentially.
Yeah, that is like a nightmare scenario for San Jose.
Oh man, yeah. No, like San Jose. To be a San Jose fan, like you pretty much like no lead late is safe, or no result is safe for them. They pretty much, they're cardiac kids. Like I can't imagine.
Yeah, because if there's not enough time to score on you, the refs will find it.
Yeah, because I mean, with what we've done to them, and then Red Bull had done to them, I mean, woe is a San Jose fan for sure. But what are your other thoughts, Bill? Like, who you said Wiley was one of your guys for possible man of the match. Who are your other two?
I mean, I thought Almada was good. I thought that ball for the goal was wonderful. I mean, that's a field that he would necessarily struggle with because you can't get as much space, but he was still hitting the ball cross field nicely. And then either Miles or Parada for the other one. I thought they were both very good. I thought they extinguished pretty much everything. I guess not Parada. He's at fault for the goal, so we'll ignore him. But I thought Miles was good. He just continues to be no effects. I'm faster than you. There was one point they tried to play a through ball by him, and it just no chance. So I thought they were good. I didn't think Arujo was anything great. Gigi got the goal, but he was mids before that. I thought
he was holding up the ball decently.
He was also running his butt off like crazy. He really got the memo from Pineda saying the first, the striker is the first man of the defensive press. He took that personally.
He was certainly running a lot. I don't know that we were always on the same page from a press standpoint, but he was putting in a good shift.
Yeah, he was making the opponent think we were trying to do that. That's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing about That's the thing about that. It's like there can be a lot of wasted energy if you're not coordinating your press, and I don't think we exactly were doing that. But it's So it probably leads to why, Etienne, Yakumakis were taken off Araujo as well. Maybe saved for another match when we know we're setting up shop. Go on, Bill.
I mean, I thought Etienne was solid. I'll review the offsides call at some point, but not 100% sure that he's offsides on that third ball. I thought he was all right. Definitely
the angle's weird.
Yeah, no clue on New York City.
Right, exactly. The angle's weird, and then plus they didn't draw lines, or at least we didn't see anything. Apparently, VAR looked at it possibly, but
yeah, I'm sure that's one that'll be someone will actually draw the lines with actual skill at that. And
extra time maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was close, but thought he was all right. It'll be interesting to see if Goodman's back to full fitness next week, whether we see him and whether we see him starting or whether he gets a sub appearance first. Because I think that's a good problem to have on the left, and especially because I don't think Wiley or Etienne necessarily are going to last the full season without some rotation. So and obviously Goodman's already been hurt once. So
all right.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think. I think something that's going to be interesting, just to go on your tangent there, is who's the understudy for Araujo on the right? I mean, someone who can cut in. I mean, he hasn't really shown the ability to cut in yet or anything like that, but is Caleb Wiley someone that can also play on the right instead? I mean, we saw Chol there today, but we can play all three.
Yeah, I think it's probably stays as Chol for a while. Our wing depth is not great. I think the other one you could see is Brooks, but Brooks is more base and wide, and you could bring Hernandez in the back line.
And Brooks is definitely not cutting in.
He's not dribbling anyone for some reason. But he finally made a run to the touchline, so can't be too mad, even if the ball is behind him. I mean,
he is doing that more this season.
Yeah, it's what he should do. The ball on the ground's easier to hit. It's easier to score. Harder,
especially near post. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that would have been Jurgen Damm's specialty, but never happened.
No, his specialty is sprinting for 5 seconds.
Okay. I mean, you should be able to teach someone to hit a ball on the ground, but maybe not.
Whoa. You need to pay him a couple more million for that.
Yeah, and apparently he's also leaving Club America now. So
I have no idea why they picked him up. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought an MLS team was going to grab him for free.
Me too. Yeah.
Probably should have, but I think
in another system, maybe. Like, who knows?
Right, exactly. I think most wingers now, you want them to cut in because you want all the forwards to be able to score. And Jurgen Damm, if he was playing on the left, I don't think he's got a good enough shot. And then as a right back, like he's just, I think, an old school winger, and where it's more just pace than actual technical ability. So yeah, that's that's probably why he's not very effective nowadays in the modern game. But yeah, no. So Bill, like any final thoughts in this game?
Take the point any time against New York City, and not a lot. This is now Sosa's chance. The Bar has had that job, and now we'll get to see two interesting things: who comes back on the left, and if Sosa can claim the job like he should and play well, and finally step back up to where we first saw him.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point because these things kind of usually kind of work themselves out a little bit. Where it was probably going to be that argument of Ibarra or Sosa, like who's going to be our kind of long-term defensive mid. It seems like we probably need both of them for a season at least, and if we go forward with them, with both of them, I mean they're both pretty much like that. They're a year apart, so we could keep them for years, and they're learning on the job. If Ozzy Alonso ever comes back, we should have that experience to help them along too. and we get two pretty different type of defensive midfielders, but some decent rotation probably, especially if Ibarra continues to get yellow cards and reds. So definitely, yes, that's that will be a given. It's I think the frequency isn't as high as say an LGP or Franco Escobar, but yeah, definitely the most on this team. That's for sure. But Bill, yeah, thank you so much as always. Always great to hear your opinions and insight. But yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, if you have any last thoughts.
I'm good. See y'all next week.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Indeed.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Have a great night. All right.
Next, we have the man, the myth, the legend.
Mm-hmm.
We have Mr. Mark himself.
I was hoping you were gonna go with that alliteration and go with something M as well at the end for the third one. But the man, the myth, the mark.
The mark. Yeah, I missed the mark on that one. You could say.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Make up for it.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, we'll wait for him. But yeah,
oh, Gavin! Oh my goodness, with $20 donation. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Thank you. We appreciate you so much.
You're gonna be able to fund more of our zany nonsense, like buying wigs for this stuff. So that's
yeah.
Thank you, much appreciated.
I mean, wife wig. That's yeah.
Yeah, I should go to the Dragon Con sometime. So you got these things lying around.
Right. Did you say the Dragon Con?
Yeah, it is the Dragon Con.
Is it called the Dragon Con?
No, it's called Dragon Con. It is called that, but it's like when I say it's like it is the premier convention for that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you were doing like a southern thing. I know you're from the north a little bit, but people adding S fair. To things.
That's fair.
Kroger's, Walmart's.
That's fair.
All that. But no, in your opinion, like I think you kind of mentioned it a little bit, but do you think it was a straight red or not for Ibarra?
No, I think it was a yellow. I think it was like Bill said, is a kind of like within the same vein as what he usually does. That's the kind of tackles he makes, and I don't think on any other day that it's a red. If he did studs up and out right into them, then I'd be like, yeah, sure. But that was just not the case. So I'm inclined to think that was a harsh call. I think it was a missed call. I think he made a mistake. And, I hope we don't have to be subjected to more egregious calls like that in the future. Hello, Mark. Welcome.
I love coming into the middle of a Michael rant. That's awesome.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he just set me up with that one.
Yeah. Well, how are we feeling? Well, I mean, I've been listening, so thank you to everybody that's come on. We always appreciate when you guys come on and give your thoughts. It's why we do this, for the community. So it's great that you guys hang out with us. I'm gonna try to hang out more during the Discord chat like I was tonight.
Brought us some good luck tonight.
Yeah, right when I hop in the chat, that red card, and it was a shame because we were playing so well up until that point. Like the whole time, I was just thinking, wow, not only are we not giving up chances, not only are we not, not only are we not scrambling like we normally are at Yankee Stadium, we're actually imposing ourselves and playing our style. Like, it's really good stuff to see. And like AJ, how I feel about like the eye test, especially in the regular season. And I think this is another strong eye test performance. So I mean, I know you guys were talking about Almada's passing. I think for me, the pass of the night was the through ball to Brooks Lennon that should have been a goal. It just
the cutback.
I like Brooks Lennon generally. I think at times he's spoken about a little harshly. Like, I don't think he's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you could do worse to Brooks on it. But, oh, it's hard to defend that. Like, that's just gotta... It's there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there. Yorgos, I think that bothered Yorgos for at least the rest of the half. You could hear him screaming. He was very frustrated. Like,
A lot of Joseph energy, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because Yorgos, and you said something like that. I agree with that. Yorgos worked his butt off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just, there was, I think the pressing from the forwards was really good tonight. And I think especially at Yankee Stadium, that's what you need. Because there was one sequence that ended in an NYC shot where they kind of beat the press. I think Yorgos went in for a challenge, and the defender like faked one way and turned the other way. They were able to pretty quickly go from back to front and get a shot. And that's how it is at that stadium. It's so small, right? And NYC can play. They can play football. They have good technical players. They always. I mean, it's the city groups, right? So they're always going to have that caliber of player. And yeah, so I mean, but I think overall, the forwards did a good job, just with the off the ball work. And I thought the middle two, Ibarra and Sadic, were tidy on the ball, broke up play when they needed to, and generally kept, I guess, protected the backline from too much pressure.
And yeah, I mean, it's like I mentioned it on Twitter. If there was a field that you have to go down to 10 men, this is the pitch that you do it.
Absolutely.
Like you won't get exploited as much. And yes, NYCFC, they are set up to play at this stadium because yes, they don't maybe have the quickest team or anything like that, but they have more technical players and. They weren't able to break us down. I mean, we were able to, control them and, pretty much stay compact enough and shift them to the areas that, were less dangerous. And until, the last in stoppage where it got a little chaotic when they threw the kitchen sink. So, yes, that was, definitely, as I mentioned earlier, squeaky bum time. And, yeah, in terms of the players that you feel like, maybe the three players that you think were, really good in this match, and then we'll have you name a man of the match.
I think Ahmad is definitely at least in one of the top three. I still don't think it was his best game, but I mean the assists, the through ball that I mentioned, and I think his work rate was also pretty good. I think he did a good job of shielding. So I think him for sure. Let's see who else. You know what? I'm gonna give it.
Because it could have been, Robinson. It could have been Wiley. It could have been. Oh man.
I would say
you could give it to Yakimakis for being there.
I was thinking Yakimakis. Yeah, I mean, like I was impressed with his work rate off the ball. I mean the goal itself. Yeah. You know what? I will give it to Yorgos. I think he was definitely. And actually, well, anyway, we'll talk about it in a second. And then for my third one, so I mean, I think Sadic was pretty solid. I think Ibarra was unlucky, honestly, but I mean, he missed the last half hour, so you can't, give him an honorable mention. I know Purata messed up on the goal, but he also had some key headers as well. I guess Miles, because he also had the key interventions and didn't really, make any mistakes. And then his possession, him in possession is important to our play in general, and I think especially tonight. He was assured, so I think it was Miles for me. Miles, Yorgos, and Almada for me tonight.
And your number one pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Yergos actually. I think that some off the ball work does not always get um, the love that it should, especially from forward players, right? We want to see goals and assists and output and stuff, but
Yeah, it's the
um,
intangible stat, you know.
exactly. I think that Yergos really helped his team out tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Even if, like Bill said and AJ alluded to, like he wasn't really pressing on the same page as everyone else, he still made everyone think, he's barreling down on you guys. And I think even if he's like not on the same page, he's still showing his team he's willing to put in those runs and put in that energy and start the press. And that fires up your team. They see him doing it, they'll do it too. So,
Yeah.
if it wasn't directed in the right way, or it was a little floppy, like the way he runs is very interesting. It's almost like he's like swimming through air. So, I still think it was good, even if it wasn't perfect.
hmm Yeah, no, it's a great point on the energy thing, because I think we looked more energetic than them in the first half. We definitely, that's why we probably had the better chances, and our XG was higher. Etienne as well, energetic, and I think if he had played the whole match and maybe his goal stood, yeah, he probably would have gotten a shout probably in that, the three players that kind of get some love. But it's like, with our attack, it's like you have a good balance, which is not what we had last year. We have runners, we have size, we have pace, we have
Technique.
yeah, exactly, technique and variance as well. It's different types of players that add a different dynamic that make us look a lot more dangerous this season. And I think ultimately, yes, a point at Yankee Stadium when we're down to 10 men. Yeah, I mean, if you say that going in, you'll take that every time.
Yeah,
So.
and to add a little bit to it, my wife was watching with me, and she said, "This seems like a game that should have been it felt like a win for us, and I think it feels like a loss for them, even though it was a tie." And I agree. I think
Right. Even though they came back,
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely, because they should have scored. If you're at home and the away team has gone down to 10 men, you should score.
Yeah.
And especially when you have 10 minutes of stoppage time,
this
should score.
This is a team that's still reeling from losing, Tata Castellanos, Callens, Sean Johnson, and Maxi Morales. So they're reeling. They're still trying to find themselves. You listen to any of the pregame interviews with guys from New York City or any of the neutral guys, they're all saying the same thing, that this team is still very much rudderless, looking for themselves. And so, if not taking the 3 points from them, getting one, I think is really good. Because, this is a team you need to get points from right now. And we did it, so good.
And, we know what that's all about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Getting an MLS Cup team gutted. Yeah. We know that feeling.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot. Yep.
It's the Hangman meme. First time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I know, right? Oh man.
All right.
At least though, it's it's a good feeling in the sense of you at least have won a cup.
Yeah.
Right. There could be worse things.
Yep.
You could be Orlando City.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the Open Cup doesn't count as the cup, so
Yeah, exactly.
Just to be clear, because they're like, "Oh, we did win a cup."
Although we have one of those too, but still, it's not enough.
Nullifies, exactly. All right, so let's read some comments from the chat before we get to the end of the show. Let's see. So Elliot Beeman says, "I'm happy, but 3 points lost." Yeah, we kind of just covered that a little bit. Let's see. J Mag says, "At the end of the day, I despise both New York teams." Yeah, But going down 10 men, I think we still could have won, but I'm grateful we grabbed a long away point. Yeah, completely. Like all the stipulations we've put out, all the conditions, like AJ said, if you knew what was going to happen in this game, you'd be happy to get a point out of it. So we did. J Mag also says, gotta finish the chances, gotta finish dinner. I like how you put that. Gotta finish your meal. That's right. Pretty Idiot says that game was just brutal. Once again, the officials let it go out of hand, and both sides took advantage of it. Yeah, I think the officiating. I don't know if I forget if Mark you commented on that yet, but the officiating I thought was left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It's never great. It's never great in MLS. So actually,
if you ask Jason Longshore, it's never great for us specifically.
So I guess my theory in terms of how that played out, I think if the ref had made the correct initial call, which I think was the foul is on Ibarra because Sands gets to the ball first, and if he just books Ibarra, then I think you all move on. But like VAR gets involved and it's like, hey, you called the foul on the wrong player and you booked the wrong player. So I think there was, but you can't make a VAR call just on that. So I mean, like, because I just don't think there's enough in that for a red. I don't know. Like, I've seen worse tackles not only in MLS but even in Premier League, for example, that don't get red carded. So that was just a strange red card to me, and especially for VAR to intervene to say that should be a red. I think if he just got a yellow initially, then he wouldn't have gotten a red, which I think, and I know is a strange take, but that's the only way it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right about that.
Yeah, I mean, there is force from both players. But yes, studs are down, it's in step. It's, it's just, it's exasperating, and especially when there's mistaken identity. Like we were mentioning earlier, it's just like,
it's the embarrassing.
It's just flustered, yeah.
I mean, you just look like a mug. I mean, it's just
because,
and it's also, yeah. Go ahead.
So at least the most high-profile incident of mistaken identity that we've seen in soccer.
I was about to say, yeah.
Right? It was that match. So I mean, okay. So for those of you who don't know, Chelsea, they got one over on Arsenal. But during the sequence of that, a certain player, who was it that got? It was
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Kieran Gibbs, and Kieran Gibbs gets the red card, even though he's not the player that actually commits the foul, and he's sent off, and it's incredulous. It was interesting that Ox didn't even say anything about it, and just look his teammate out to dry. Really,
because I've watched the replays of that match. There is a moment where he goes up to the ref and it's like, it was me. Like you could see his lip reading saying it was me. But anyway, for those of you who aren't familiar, if you go look up Kieran Gibbs and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, they are two very similarly looking black men. And like tonight,
I don't even say they're similar, man. Yeah.
Well, they're similar complexion, and I was gonna say facial structure, but actually, I don't even think that.
You know what's helpful for things like that? Having big numbers on your back that can differentiate players from each other.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like that's what it looks like. How else are you mistaking them? Like again, Hasetu and Ibarra do not look alike, but the only thing they have in common is that, like, come on, that's silly. Like, what would Ibarra be doing on the sideline in that situation?
I know, right? Yeah.
Right. I think he had stepped over to the sidelines when because he was injured too, so he had hobbled over to the sideline, but then he had come back.
Okay.
And so, but still, because like Mateus Hasetu was about to come on, he hadn't even come on to the game,
right?
And he was laughing with one of the coaches, like, "What? Like, I'm not even in the game, man. Like,
before you even come in here, you're out."
Right. Yeah. You said something. I didn't like it.
Right. It's just utterly ridiculous.
So another comment. Yeah. We can move on. Brian Barazu said as a new name in the chat. So happy to have you. That's no red, yellow, but no red. He went in hard, but so did New York City, and it was more of a collision. Yep, completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we
where
haven't said
people
that
were
yet,
saying.
but it's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, there's like 2 comments after this talking about how it was a 50-50 ball. Completely agree. Yeah. GG shouldn't have gotten that yellow, to be honest. Not with what else had already gone on in the game. He didn't even lead it with a tackle of his feet. Yeah, I mean, and that's like him also getting scissored earlier in the game, having it be no call too, which was
later too. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He definitely got scissored, and which sounds weird, but
scissor kicked.
Scissor. Well, not even that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but no, I think more like the defender like wrapped his legs basically, and it's like very dangerous, and it was only a yellow. Like, but Yakumakis, he pulled out of his challenge, yet he gets a really soft yellow. It's no, we could complain about refs all day. It's until we're blue in the face, it's not going to change too much, unfortunately. But we will point them out, and it's there's a lot to point out, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's like what Gonzalo Pineda says. It's like, well, you let me know what your opinion is about it.
And that we shall.
Yeah. Fern says, hey, what happened to Mike's hair? We're not going to talk about it. Gavin says, we're talking about the San Jose game earlier. Yeah, 21 minutes is absolutely insane. Yeah. Yellow card all day. Hard challenge where studs were down and New York City player kicks into the challenge, making it harder. Yeah. A lot of the same comments. Gigi had that Joseph energy, but the thing for us we are at the top of the table still, and I do feel a bit worried about Joseph at Miami, which they were shut out by Dallas tonight, and he was subbed in. Yeah, I think a lot of, this is like, an Atlanta United stream, but Joseph bears mentioning in that he's really struggling there. And I think the people, the fans there are kind of turning sour on him too, which you hate to see. So it's rough. I mean, it's not what you want to see. It's not how you want a guy who's done so much for your team to, continue on in his career. So it stinks. It just stinks all around. It's like news every time I hear about it. Just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's starting to beg the question: is Joseph done?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it starts off like, they just need to change the scenery. But if that doesn't be right, I mean, it's still early in the season, of course, and the whole thing about new team and so on. But I have been, ratings are not definitive, especially because, like different sites and so on have different criteria for ratings. But at least on the app that I use, I always peek over to see how Joseph does. It's always like mid to low 6s. And he's not finishing most games. You said he subbed into the game, so he started on the bench?
I guess, yeah. That's what they said in the comment.
Yeah, like...
Which makes sense. I mean, if he's not performing, there is another striker there, Campagna, that, has been decent in the league.
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's early yet.
It kind of goes back to what the whole thing with last year, it's like, how do you not start Joseph? Joseph is the main scorer, but I mean, his work rate we already know, he's a different player now, but can he evolve? I mean, like a lot of players, don't. That's how you find that new life, that's how you extend your career, is evolving. And I guess adjusting to the player that you are at that point in your career.
Sorry, Gavin said he was subbed out, not subbed in. My bad.
Okay. Subbed out. Okay.
So it is definitely a lot worse in that sense of optics, but it's all that as well. Where can he be that type of player that's at least good movement, like Chicharito, where he can poach goals and just be in the right spots. I think we've seen him be able to do that in the past, but and we've seen him be a little bit more of a complete striker in that sense as well. But post injury, I think we've just only seen glimpses of, it's a shell of what Joseph used to be essentially.
Yeah.
And it's very tough to see, of course. But what else is the chat saying?
I think that's about it for the chat right now.
Okay.
If you guys have anything else to say before we start moving on to the end segment of our show, post it in the chat.
The
And we'll read
forfeit
it.
wheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I guess we should maybe go to the forfeit wheel, see who at least is gonna have to do the forfeit this week.
Okay.
And then we don't have to necessarily go right to what the forfeit will be. We can read the chat after that, but prolong the wait for who gets the and watch it be me because I say it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
And then Mark, Mark is absolved again. If it were, you weren't even on the stream like two streams ago, and I mean that would have been kind of crappy, I guess, if you if it landed on your name and you weren't even on.
Yeah, and he would have asked to see the video to make sure that's what happened.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I would have asked for the VAR.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so
no. Okay, go ahead.
we got the thing. I'll just make sure. Oh, we'll spare some people that. Okay, so first we'll do the who's it gonna be? Please God, not me again. All right, so everyone can see this. Yes. Cool. All right. So here we go. Oh my God, it's me again. God damn it.
Are you kidding? Yeah. Oh no!
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Absolved once again.
This 1/3 chance is getting a little
it's
not 1/3.
I'm sneakily getting in there and waiting a third chance into 66%.
Yeah, next time I'm gonna do like a couple test runs of this thing before the stream to make sure it's not just set.
Just Michael every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a fun little function in there that just is like, only have it land on this one. So here's the other wheel for the punishment of sorts.
Okay. Well, like I said, we don't have to necessarily get to it immediately. We can read the chat for a sec. If there's anything there.
Yeah, let me take a look. Do that. And then do one of
But it's also, I mean, I think in this match, like...
Wow, Gavin willed this into existence. He said, please let it be Mike again. And there it goes. Great.
Good job, Gavin.
Good job.
Oh, man.
So, one question is, any thoughts on how we play against Toronto?
Ooh, that's going to be tricky, too. Away to Toronto.
It will be.
Although...
Yeah.
I mean... Saturday.
Yeah. It should be. And I think, something we'll discuss on the match preview, but... they're going to be a team that's difficult to play against. So, I think we have a stronger chance to that degree of, Ibarra not being in there, it'll unsettle it a little bit, but I think Sosa's maybe not on form quite yet, but I think we'll be fine. Our attack is, looking pretty energetic, and I think we'll see it continue.
Do you think we'll see Gutman?
I don't know. I don't think we need to rush him. Yeah. I think Etienne and Wiley had good games. These things kind of have ways of working themselves out. Like I mentioned before. So Etienne as well. Sosa here. If he needs to come in, we'll need to come in. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give my score prediction, but I think I think we're probably going to lose that game. That's my estimation. But we'll see. We'll see. I slated us to lose this game too, so hopefully I'm wrong again. Yeah, I thought we were going to lose 2-1, and it almost happened.
It did.
So I watched the second half of Nashville Toronto tonight. The match ended 0-0. Nashville was the home team, but Toronto they were decent. I thought. I mean, they ended the match with the better chances. I was just looking at their record too. They have 8 points from 7 games, 1-5-1. Well, that's 5 draws. And they have 3 clean sheets in their last 4. So it's I don't know. They're an interesting opponent. I do think we'll have difficulty breaking them down. And
they have some top end talent too that are gonna be if they have a moment of brilliance.
Just don't score an Olympico on us.
Yeah, Bernadeski is it, and then stalwarts, of course, Michael Bradley still going. So Toronto will be interesting. I think it's another one where you'll probably end up being okay with the point.
But especially Sean Johnson always having standing on his head against us. This
goalie stood on his head a bit too with us. He did really well.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that Almada chance, ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. He murdered that ball, and then he stopped it like it was nothing. It's like, what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else in the chat?
Let's go to Gavin says he thinks we'll draw. So we'll see. It'll be interesting for sure. Hopefully they aren't up to speed yet. I think that team's going to be dangerous the further the season goes on. I think they'll be a playoff team.
Because once they get healthy, Insigne as well. Yeah, I mean,
this is Bob Bradley's first season,
right? Second, I believe.
I want to say second. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Bernardeschi and Insigne, if they start a really good partnership, then it'll be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's check out this wheel here. So just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yep.
All right, what do we get here? We got. Eating a food I don't like. It was just this close to the soccer skill. Kind of wanted the soccer skill.
Man. Okay. So I forget, what was your?
I don't like licorice, so I'm gonna have to film myself eating, legitimate licorice too, from Denmark, Scandinavian licorice, where it's the actual the raw, real, pure stuff. None of that, not the not like the Twizzlers or anything. So
right.
Yeah.
I just am not a fan of that taste.
Where do you think you're gonna get this said licorice?
Zora always has it. Zora always has it lying around because she gets it in from Denmark whenever her family sends her things. So.
Okay. For those people that are watching, Zora is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So, but okay, yeah, that will be quite fascinating. I guess we have to put a amount that you will eat.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter because once the taste is in your mouth, it's just lingers.
Okay.
I mean,
a healthy bite.
I don't even know what, because they come in different sizes and different shapes and everything, so depending on the brand.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to see what they have and I'll make it reasonable.
Okay. Well, yeah, commiserations, man.
Yeah, and next time it will be one of Mark or AJ, guaranteed. Don't worry, I won't rig it.
Amazing. Well, yeah. Okay, let's finish it out with the chat. See if there's anybody with any final thoughts.
If you have any final thoughts, make sure to put them in. If not, AJ will sign us out.
Mm-hmm. But now's a good time to always remind you guys to share the video and smash that like button too.
Yeah, please. That helps us out big time, everybody. And Gavin,
exactly.
you're a lifesaver, buddy. We really appreciate it.
Exactly. Cheers to you.
Thanks so much, Gavin.
You are amazing. But yeah, so you know, it's a decent night in terms of the point. Keeps us what? You know, we were second coming in. We'll probably stay at least near the top of the table. I mean, Mark, you were looking at the table, right?
I think we're third in the Eastern Conference.
Third right now.
We are. Yeah, that's right. New England is 5-1-1, and we are 4-2-1. Cincinnati leading the way, the only undefeated team in the conference at 5-2-0.
Yeah. So it's man, freaking Brandon Vasquez and FC Cincy. It's who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right.
After all these years.
Yeah.
After all those wooden spoons.
I know. Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they suffered enough, right? That's the.
I think so.
That's the MLS parity.
Yeah.
So.
I do think they've suffered enough. Do they deserve a cup? No, but they've suffered enough.
Yeah, we're not talking about that far.
Yeah.
It's like, yes,
Right.
you can get some wins. You'll be a little less a little less mediocre, or not even mediocre, I guess. They were awful. But,
yeah, I mean they were wooden spoons, man. But
exactly.
No, I mean I think they've always had a solid supporting, so it's I think a lot of them deserve this to a degree.
Right, exactly. You want to see solid fan bases, get at least some level of success.
Mm-hmm.
Not MLS Cups. That only belongs to us.
Yeah.
But
I mean, a standard appearance in the playoffs is fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, go a couple rounds, and then let us go to the final.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, hold the door for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're all on the same page. Good.
Right.
Well, anyway, anything last from the chat?
Just talking about how it's crazy to see how Cincinnati came from being known as being awful to a huge threat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty incredible. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much. Let's first sign you guys off with the best places to find you online. Mark, go ahead.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nicholsodian, NICHOLLSODEON, and you can also find me at For the Culture under the 2 Cents umbrella. That's FTC UTD.
Check that all out. And then Michael.
Yeah, so I'm at MW_ATL UTD Fan TV at Twitter. Things have been picking up on there. Still getting into arguments. Putting out some fun stuff once in a while.
Arguments on Twitter? No.
I know. It's absurd. So that's been fun. Yeah. A lot of my stuff that I'm like quote tweeting and things are kind of like my specific way of showing like here are the highlights from all the Atlanta news that comes out, and it can be a lot on Twitter, so I understand. So if you just want to come to my page and look at the highlights, there you go.
There it is. And also, you guys can all spam him some love when he posts this wig on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe it'll be my profile picture for a while.
Yeah, I gotta look at it.
Okay.
It's pretty. It's good. I think Mike should wear it every stream from now on.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Is it Lush? I don't even know. I haven't seen it.
It's something.
Yeah, I was going to say it's something, all right.
Oh, dang. I'm excited. Well, anyway, I've been AJ. That's been Mark. That's been Michael. You guys have been amazing. And, yep, you guys know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Good night.
See ya.